So when you're logged into your personal profile, anything that you write in your status bar appears on the wall or in the news feed of all of your friends. So how do you add friends to your personal profile? As you can see, I already have 3 friends, and because I set this up beforehand. But one way is just to let people know that you're on Facebook and to friend you. So if they are already on Facebook, they can search for your name. Though with a name like Ann Smith, they're going to end up with pages and pages and pages of 500 different Ann Smiths. So it would be nice to be able to send a link to people, letting them know what your link is for Facebook. And I found it's almost impossible to figure out what is the link to your Facebook page. But I did discover this, that if you hover over these links in the top in the blue bar, like especially your name here, take a look at the bottom status bar. Now the top status bar is showing the same thing, but sometimes this top status bar is just remembering what you last did. The bottom status bar will always work. And do you see how there's a number there? Well, every Facebook personal profile has its own individual ID number, and that's what's key. So normally what I would do would be to right click on my name here and choose copy link location. And then if you created a new page or a new tab and pasted, you'd see what that link location looks like. So no matter what it looks like up here, what you do is you right click and grab the link to your name here. Now you could send this to somebody and that would be a link to your Facebook page. And actually you don't even need the and ref equals name. You just need that. And I've already done that in Safari. I entered that and I switched to Safari because I'm not logged into Facebook in Safari. I've been using Firefox. This is what it would look like to them if they were not on Facebook or they weren't logged in. So it says sign up for Facebook to connect with Ann Smith. It shows my picture. If they are logged in, it would allow them to click add as a friend. So being able to send out links to your Facebook page is, I think, a very essential feature that is hard to discover on Facebook. But probably the way that is easiest to find friends is just to use one of these friends features up here. So for example, invite friends lets you send out an email to a whole bunch of people, and you just send them out to like joe@schmo.com and Ann at whatever, and so on, and then you send a message, and it will go to their regular email inboxes saying, hey, she'd like you to be her friend on Facebook. And if they already have a Facebook account, then it's easy for them to just double-click that link and add you as a friend. If they don't, they're invited to join Facebook as well. Or if you use Hotmail or AOL or Gmail, you could have Facebook import all of those email addresses from your contact database. And what they do is they import all those email addresses, match them up against Facebook personal profile accounts and say, hey, we found these 20 or 30 people from your address book are on Facebook. And then you can click each one of them and say add as a friend. Now, just because you add somebody as a friend doesn't automatically add them to your social network. They have to accept it as well. We'll look at that in a second. But let me show you this other way to find Facebook friends. It's just to choose Find Friends. And first of all, it'll put up some suggestions. These are friends of people who are already your friends, and it's thinking that you might like to be their friend as well. You can also do a search for people. So if you don't know if they're on Facebook or not, or what their Facebook name might be, you can enter their email address. Or like if you know that they work at a certain company, you can enter that company name. Let's just say find current or past college classmates, because clicking any of those links brings you to this page. And there's no name for this page other than it lets you search for friends by name or email, by school name, and by company. Again, the way that I got there was I went to Friends, and then I went to Find Friends, and then at the bottom I clicked either one of these 2 links. And now I can say, well, I know this person works at lynda.com. And you can see that as I start typing, it found a match. So it knows that there are people from lynda.com who are on Facebook. And then I can say, search for coworkers. I don't need to fill out the person's name. And then these are all the people on lynda.com. If I want to add as a friend, I can do that. Or I can just send them a message, even if we're not friends in Facebook. So let's go back to our home account. When somebody receives your request to be their friend, they are notified. Here's how they're notified. You see it on your home page at the top right that somebody is requesting to be your friend. So if I click this here, one friend request, you can see that Tom Mueller is wanting to be my friend. And if he had chosen to include a message, I'd see the message as well. I could confirm or I could ignore it. If I ignore it, then Tom is not notified that I ignored him, by the way, so you can't hurt people's feelings that way. He'll just think that you're too busy to accept him as a friend. Or you could confirm him as well. Now, there's this add to list that I'll be talking about in the next video about grouping friends into different lists to help filter what kind of messages get sent to them, which is something that you want to do if you're going to be using Facebook for marketing your business. You could also include a message when you confirm this friend, but I'm just going to say go ahead and confirm. All right, so now we are friends with Tom Mueller. We can view his profile to see all these pictures of him. We can read his info. We can look at his pictures and so on. But if we go back to our own homepage, if he's posted anything, we'd see it here as part of our news feed. And if we look at our profile, you can see that Tom has been added to our group of friends. By the way, one interesting fact, it's a frequent question that I get is, what if you mistakenly added somebody as a friend and you want to remove them? Is there a way to do that without them finding out? Well, what you do is you go to your friends page and say, let me see all friends. Let's say that we don't want Tom to be a friend. All you need to do is click X and say remove connection. Are you sure? And you say remove. And that's it. He's not notified. You don't have to change anything in your privacy settings. The friends are not notified when you reluctantly need to drop them from your list. So as you can see, you're in complete control of who is and who is not your Facebook friend. And in another movie, we'll learn how to group them into friends lists for even more control.